Hi bag makers, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa and I'm with Sew Yours. Today I thought I would show you how to sew a zipper pocket into any handbag, whether that be the exterior of the bag or the lining of the bag. Right here I have my Cali crossbody bag. This is the latest sewing pattern available for purchase on my website at sewyours.com. On the back of the Cali crossbody, we do have a vertical zipper pocket right there. And on the lining of the bag, we have a horizontal zipper pocket. I am going to show you how to make the horizontal zipper pocket in a different Cali crossbody bag today. And I can quickly show you what it looks like with the vertical one. So this is the back exterior of the Cali crossbody that I'm currently working on for the sewing tutorial. So I've already installed the zipper pocket here in the back panel. And there we have it. And here is the back side right there. So that's what it's looking like. And we're going to go ahead and go over to the overhead camera right now, and we'll show you how to do the lining one, which is the horizontal pocket. All right, to start, you're going to need your exterior or your lining panel. In this instance, I'm working with a lining panel. You're going to need your pocket lining piece. You're going to need your zipper, a zipper pull, some double-sided tape, a rotary cutter. I've got an ergonomic one or your standard one here. A pair of scissors. You're going to need your zipper pocket facing pattern piece, or you can go ahead and create your own by cutting out your fabric with a measurement of 9 inches across by 2.5 inches high. And then the inner rectangle needs to be 1/2 inch wide right here by 7 inches across. And alternatively, you can certainly go ahead and use your zipper pal if you've purchased one on my website at sewyours.com. I got these available in 4 different colors. Now you can see that the zipper pal is a slightly different shape. The corners are missing. You can certainly use this no problem at all for a zipper facing. You don't really need those extra corners. So I have actually cut mine out from my zipper pal. So this is what your zipper facing should look like. You're not actually cutting out the center at this time. You're just going to go ahead and trace the inner rectangle. Now your length of your zipper and all your other pieces here are going to vary depending on your pattern, or if you're self-drafting a pattern yourself. If you want the measurements for what I'm working on, you'll go ahead and purchase the Cali crossbody bag and you'll be able to do that. So the first step that we want to do is we're going to go ahead and place our zipper pocket facing wrong side up on top of the right side. So essentially it is right sides together right here. Now, it's going to depend on the pattern that you're working on as far as the placement of your zipper pocket facing. For the Cali crossbody bag, we're going to place this 1.5 inches down from the top center. I generally recommend 1.5 to 2 inches below the top edge of any bag that you're working on. That way it gives you enough at the top here for your seam allowance when you're doing your final top stitching and everything. So we're going to do 1.5 inches down. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my ruler and measure 1.5 inches down, and I actually have it almost perfect. Another thing that you can do is you can cut a little notch by folding your pocket facing in half and clipping it. I have cut one, but it's rather small, it's hard to see. And that will let me know where my center is. I've done the same process with the lining panel right here, so I just want to make sure I get everything lined up and make sure it's 1.5 inches down. Now this bag does have a slight curve to it, so it's not straight here at the top. So this is the placement for my zipper pocket facing. Now I'm going to take this over to the sewing machine, and I am going to go ahead and sew along this rectangle that I've drawn right here. Okay, I've got that sewn on. The next step is we're going to cut down the center inner rectangle here. That is represented by my pattern piece right here. So we're just going to go ahead and cut along this inside line. And we do not want to cut these triangles just yet. So we're just going to take our rotary cutter and use a ruler for a straight edge. And I'm going to just go ahead and start about 1/2 inch from the short sewn edge there and continue to the other side and stopping at about 1/2 inch. So there you can see I did not go all the way on either side. Now we want to take our scissors and we're going to go ahead and cut that little triangle right now. So go ahead in here and I'm going to just bring it down a little bit more. You want to cut it as close to the stitching as possible without cutting the stitching. Repeat for the other side. Next, we want to go ahead and pull the pocket facing through to the opposite side of the lining. And we're going to take it over to the iron, and we're going to go ahead and press this flat. It takes a little bit of working with to get it to stay in the position that you want it to. You could also add a little double-sided tape, especially if you're working with vinyl, to the underside here of the zipper pocket facing to keep it to stay flat. So let me go ahead over to my iron and get everything pressed, because it's just not going to stay put while I'm working with it here on the camera. And essentially, this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to have an opening here, an opening window. All right, now I've got that pressed into place. We can set that aside for a moment. We're going to work with our zipper pocket lining piece and our zipper. I've already installed the zipper pull on my zipper. And what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead, this is right side up. I'm going to place my zipper right side up, and I'm going to go ahead and match along this edge right here. Clip it into place, take it over to your sewing machine, and you're going to base stitch this on with 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. That's sewn on now. The next step we want to do is we're going to go ahead and bring this down to match the right side of the zipper pocket lining with the wrong side of the zipper. So you're going to basically see the entire right side of the zipper facing straight up. So just like this, we're going to go ahead and make sure that everything is lined up, clip it into place, and base stitch this with 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. I've sewn that together, so now we have a tube right here. If I open that up, you can see this is going to be the inside of the zipper pocket lining. The standard rule of thumb whenever you're installing a zipper pocket into a handbag is that the zipper pull should be to the left. So if I'm going to do that, I'm going to grab my lining piece. I have my zipper pull to the left when it's closed, just like this. I want to add some double-sided tape to the front of the zipper on both sides. This helps me to keep it in place. I sell this tape on my website if you want to pick up some. And I didn't put it the whole way. It's perfectly fine. It doesn't need to be the whole entire way. Now we're going to remove the tape backing. And to point out also, I am left-handed myself, so the standard rule of thumb is the zipper pull to the left when it's closed, because most people are right-handed, and that's what ergonomically, when you open and close your zippers, works. But if you're left-handed and you're making this bag for yourself, certainly go ahead and flip it right around and make that zipper pull to the right. I don't know if I'm keeping this one for myself or not, so I'm going to go ahead and keep it to the left right there. So let's remove the tape. All right, the paper backing has been removed from both sides of the double-sided tape. Now I want to go ahead and place this so the zipper is showing through the window, and I'm going to center the zipper the best as I can inside the window right here. And pull that zipper pull through. And you want to try to make sure that the edge of the window and the zipper has about equal spacing on both sides. This is easier for me to do when it's like directly over me. Right now I'm kind of reaching. So I'm going to probably finish this off a little bit more off camera to make sure that it's good. But for now, that looks pretty good. So you want to go ahead and have it look like this. Here's your back side. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take this over to our sewing machine, and we're going to top stitch at 1/8 of an inch seam allowance along this top edge right here. Do not sew the whole entire rectangle, only the top edge. And you want to make sure that your pocket lining is down just like this. You do not want it this way, otherwise you'll sew your pocket closed. So we're going to go ahead and sew straight across this side. I've gone ahead and sewn that top edge. Now it's time to go ahead and flip the lining panel over. And we want to flip the pocket lining up to the top. When you do that, you also want to make sure that you're getting this other side flipped out of the way as well, because sometimes when you flip it, it might be kind of creased, and you don't want to do that. You want to get everything pulled nicely away just like this. Then you're gonna flip it back. And now it's time for us to go ahead and sew at 1/8 of an inch seam allowance along the bottom edge only. The top and the bottom are now stitched together. So you can see the stitches here, but you're not seeing it here because we flipped this out of the way. And now what we want to do is we're going to close up the sides of our pocket here. To do that, when you lay it on your machine, you're going to go ahead and flip the lining panel out of the way, just like this, and then you're going to go ahead and stitch down the left and the right side at approximately 3/8 of an inch. Depends on the width of your pocket, but you basically want to kind of sew this whole side closed, and then you're going to repeat for this side as well, and you are going to catch the pocket facing as well. The sides of my pocket are now closed up. From here, I'm going to go ahead and trim down this excess that I don't need. I can also trim up the excess from the pocket facing as well. And I'm not going to worry about this excess right here. The last thing that we want to do is we're going to close up the short edges right here on the left and the right, just like we did over here with 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. Our pocket is now complete. If you have any questions on this process, go ahead and leave them in a comments box below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching.